What's up, you guys? It's Mark here. Thanks so much for tuning into the Mark the Excel Guy YouTube channel. Today, what we're going to be talking about is filtering. I know a lot of you have probably used filtering before, so I'll just brush through the basics real quick in this video, and then I want to get into how to use filtering quickly without a mouse by using your keyboard. There's a link in the description to some data that we're going to use in this video in order to filter different things. It's actually the Philadelphia Eagles salary information, so if you want to download that, throw it into an Excel on your laptop, that'd be great. If not, I'll have it on the screen. You can follow along with me. So here is the data that I've copied from the link in the description, and I've reformatted it a little bit to make it look nicer. Essentially what we have is the entire Philadelphia Eagles team roster, position, age, experience of the player, contract terms, average salary, the amount of salary that's guaranteed, when that salary expires, and how the player was acquired. The data is organized by the amount of salary a player makes over the entire contract term. But let's say you want to organize the data differently, maybe see different players, potentially see when contracts expire next year, and things like that. That's where filtering really comes in handy. So in order to apply a filter, you have to select the data set or just the top row of the data set. I always like to do the entire data set, just in case there's any missing data or spaces at the bottom that may be missed in the filter. And the way I just selected the whole table is by holding Shift and Control and hitting the right arrow key, and then also hitting the down arrow key that selects the entire data table. The easiest way to apply a filter is by using the shortcut Alt-AT. You can also use a different shortcut, I believe is Alt-HSF, will also work. And now you see each field at the top has this little drop-down menu. Now the traditional way to access that menu is to click on it with your mouse. However, let's not use our mouse here. A way to open it using your keyboard is by holding the Alt key and either hitting the up or down arrow. And that brings up the filter menu where we have a lot of options that we can select from. And by using your down arrow key, you can kind of enter into the menu. I'm just hitting down a few times. You can also go back up. So you can sort from A to Z, Z to A, sort by color if you have formatting for different rows. You can search for a specific player. You can also go down here and just look for a specific player. A couple of useful ways of navigating in and out of the filter menu is if you're inside it and let's say you change your mind, you don't want to apply any filter, you can hit the escape button and it takes you back out. Again, hold Alt and hit the up or the down arrow key to enter back into the menu. Escape gets out of it. Another way to exit out of this menu and also apply a sort or a filter is by hovering over whatever you would like to select. Let's say we want to sort A to Z and hitting enter. As you can see now, that's sorted players based on first name. So the first thing I'm going to teach you guys is how to search for a specific player quickly without your mouse. So how we do that is enter into the filter menu by holding Alt and hitting down. So instead of hitting our arrow key a bunch of times to get down into the search box, we can just type the letter E. And as you can see, my cursor just popped up right in the search box, and now I can type freely whatever player I'm looking for. So let's say I'm looking for Fletcher Cox. I'll just type in Cox. He's there. I can just hit enter, and now I've filtered on that player. So now we see Fletcher Cox's information only. Now let's say I want to get rid of this filter. The easiest way to do that is by holding Alt down or up to get into this menu and simply hitting the letter C. So C will clear all filters associated with the field that you're in. In this case, it is player. So again, once you practice and get the hang of it, you can do this rather quickly. Again, Alt down, E, Cox, enter, done. And once you keep practicing, it becomes second nature. Again, I'm going to hold Alt and down, hit C to clear that filter. Another useful thing to do with a filter is highlight specific rows. So let's say I wanted to highlight in yellow anyone whose contract expires next year. So I'll use my right arrow key and go over to this expires field, hold Alt and down. I'll hit E to take me down to the search field, and I could type in 2022 in here or hit down and enter into this area here. And now I can use my spacebar to select and deselect these checkboxes. So I'm going to hit my spacebar now to unselect all. hit my down arrow key and hit my spacebar again to select 2022. I can go down and select 2023 with my spacebar if I want, unselect it. Depending on whatever year you want, you can use your spacebar to select or deselect any of these. But in this case, I just want 2022 since that is next year. I'm gonna hit enter. And now we have all the players whose contracts expire in 2022. Since these are the salaries that are expiring, I may want them to stand out and highlight them yellow. So I will hold Shift and Control, starting with Alshon Jeffrey here. Get to the right with my arrow keys and down. I'm going to hit Alt-HH to enter into the color menu. And I will go over to this light yellow here using my arrow keys, and I will hit enter. And then I'll head back over to the expires field, hold Alt down, hit C to clear that filter. And now I have all the players back visible, but the ones whose contracts expire next year are highlighted in yellow to make them pop. You can use conditional formatting to highlight the rows with 2022 in column H. However, this is a quick way to do it using filtering. Now let's say someone asks you to send them a spreadsheet with just the players whose contracts expire in 2022. So filtering allows you to do this more easily in a couple of different ways. The first way is if I go up to contract expires, I hit Alt down and I sort from smallest to largest. That's going to put all of these 2022 expiring players at the top. I can page down, go down to this first one who's in 2023, hold Shift and Control, hit the down arrow key, and hit Alt-HDR to delete those rows. And now I just have those whose contracts expire in 2022. I can save this and send it. I'm going to Control Z a couple times to bring those players back and go back to what we had previously. Another way that I like to do it without even sorting is going into the filter menu. And what you can do is go down and actually hit the spacebar to deselect 2022 since those we want to keep. And when we deselect those and hit enter, now those are hidden. Then we can just select all the remaining players, hit Alt-HDR to delete those rows, go back up to the top. Now you can see there's nothing visible. However, the 2022 players are still there, hiding in the filter. So once we clear this filter, all those players are there, and anyone whose contracts expire beyond 2022 are gone. So recapping, if you hit Alt down, it enters into the filter menu. E takes you to the search bar. You can search for a specific player, hit enter. That brings up that player. Hold Alt and down to go back into the filter menu. Hit C to clear all filters. If you go into a filter menu and you don't want to filter, hit Escape to get out. Let's say I want specific players. I can go down into this menu and use the arrow keys in my spacebar to select just the players that I would like. And those are the main ways to navigate filtering without a mouse. And once you get quick at them, I promise they will save you a lot of time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope next time you go to filter, you're able to use your keyboard and be quick and efficient at filtering, be able to sort things, highlight different things, and delete data if needed. If you have any specific questions, feel free to tweet at MarktheExcelGuy on Twitter. Also comment below in the video if you have any specific questions or videos you want to see. Also give your impressions of this video and other videos as well. And if you haven't already, please download my Excel shortcut cheat sheet in the description, and also smash the like button if you learned something today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.